What's really good, my people? Welcome into No Catch Up. Listen, this is the breakdown for today. First Take Tuesday. Big Nick, me and Big Nick the Quick. I gotta talk. I want to get off a take about stadiums. I was talking to a couple of people that have been to SoFi. My first take Tuesday, and I'm gonna get Nick's opinion as well. Is gonna be about stadium. Do we like new or do we like old? What's the difference? Why is certain stadiums? Why are some raggedy and it's an awesome place to catch a game, and then why are some new spots also dope to catch a game? We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about the NFL, of course. We're gonna talk about some divisions. Stuff is coming up, but I want to touch on some NFL duos. I wrote out a list of NFL duos. Nick's gonna break them down. I want to get his opinion on some of these matchups, who he would take, why. I'm not even gonna give him any parameters, why he would take it. It's just I'm going to give you a quarterback, a wide receiver, and you're going to pick that and tell me why you like that over the other. We're going to close the show. DeMar DeRozan was on No Chill with Gilbert Arenas, a.k.a. Agent Zero. He had some interesting comments. Yeah. He had some interesting comments talking about LaVine and playing with Lonzo Ball. So we'll touch on that. We'll touch on a couple things, man. Snow Ketchup. You already know what time it is.
Man, look at Mossy. Really? Oh, so that's how you're going to play it. You going to do this? Okay, fine. That's all I needed. That's all I needed for him to do that. And it became personal with me.
Big Nick the Quick, what's happening?
It's the business.
Yo, shout out Unk in the building. Shout out Relly BWS in the comments. He already with us. He's already commenting on the stadium talk. We're going to get to it. What's going on?
Man, chilling, man. What's going on with you, man? I heard you had a little adventure yesterday, man.
No, real quick, man. So those who don't know, I just went out. I just drove. I flew out to Phoenix. I bought a car and I drove it back.
Bro, that is a hellacious drive. I can't believe you did that.
Yeah, bro. I got a good deal on the whip, so I had to go grab it real quick. But yeah, it was a long drive. I did 8 to Albuquerque.
Oh my God.
It was like 6.5 or 7 to Albuquerque, but I did Albuquerque. Then the big day in the middle was I did like 13 to Kansas City, and then I did Kansas City back to the crib. So it took like 2.5 days.
Okay.
So it wasn't too bad. I was gonna do a hot air balloon trip in Albuquerque, but it was too windy, so that got canceled.
Did you get some barbecue in Kansas City?
Nah, bro. I literally got there at 10 p.m. I ate some bullshit, went to sleep. And then I was out at 7 a.m.
See, if I'm a road trip like that, I'm gonna make it interesting for myself, and I'm gonna plan it around food. It's like if I'm gonna drive 22 hours back, I'm gonna hit some food spots along the way for sure.
Yeah, I was just trying to get back to the crib.
Just trying to get it done.
Yeah, I was just trying to get back to the crib. I thought I was gonna get back Sunday. I ended up getting back Saturday afternoon, so it wasn't too bad. So then, of course, I got a new whip, so I got to go to the DMV. I got to register it. I got to do all that shit. First of all, they're yo. Everybody out here is a scammer.
Yep.
Especially if they're working for a big organization. I'm not talking about like a single dude hustling and trying to get shit done. I went to go get a new key for the car because I'm a goofy goose sometimes. I'll get locked out my whip. I won't have, you know what I'm saying? I gotta have an extra key.
Of course.
I went to get a new key. Between the key and labor, they wanted $390. Dog, what the fuck is going on out here, bro? That is insane. So I did the labor on the key was $165, and it's just they were just reprogramming the whip. So this shit was literally gonna press it like reset on a PlayStation.
Yeah,
that's how I see it. I know there's probably more
holding down the power button and the volume button at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? So it was whatever. I ended up comparing some labor from other spots, and they knocked it down for me. But still, it's still a hijack. And
the fact that you even got to do that though is it's just crazy.
And now I got to go get registration from the state of Illinois. So you already know they about to knock me over the head for that. I think they want like $300 for registration with the plates and shit. And I'm probably gonna get a speeding ticket on the way from the speed camera.
Of course.
So
of course,
it is ugly out here.
Of course,
yo, Chicago is lucky. I love Chicago because, bro, if I wasn't from here, I would be like, yo, this is a fucking racket out here, bro.
But you know what, man? You've been to other major cities, and compared to like shit, go out to like San Francisco. You lived in New York, you know the drill out there. Go out to those cities and you really get held up.
Yeah,
so, I mean, and all things considered, Chicago is. But they do get you on like the civil services type shit. Like
Dog,
every time you try to do something,
just petty.
there's an admin fee.
It's
there's
petty.
this. Yeah, it's a lot of pettiness going on.
It's a lot of
man.
pettiness, deflating shit. All right,
but no, I got something similar real quick.
Yeah.
Just because when you said that you kind of had to negotiate them to get to the price that they could actually give you.
Yeah.
The smaller shit, but my dog got skunked on Sunday or Saturday night.
Yeah.
So long story short, I had to go to PetSmart to get the skunk shampoo.
Right.
So I ordered it online ahead of time. It was like $4 for the bottle. Right.
Yeah.
I ordered it online, then I went to go pick it up the next day. I ended up ordering it to the wrong PetSmart. So I was like, oh, cool. So I'm at the one in Evanston. I'll just grab it off the shelf. At the store, it was $16 for the same exact bottle that I paid $4.50 for online. So I'm sitting there looking at my online receipt. I'm looking at the bottle. I'm looking at my online receipt.
Oh, did you buy it from PetSmart?
Yeah, from PetSmart. No. So yeah, because I wasn't going to go to the other store. I was already at the one store. So I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to get it from this one.
Right.
But it's $13 more. So I go up front to the girl and I'm like, hey, I just bought this online for $4.50, but you guys are selling it in the store for $16. She's like, oh yeah, that's right. That's all right. We price match our online. And I'm like,
yo,
it's not your fault, but like, y'all are really
God.
charging 400% more inside the store for the same exact shit from the same company. And the only way I get that is if I come and show you the online thing. And it's not like it's a couple dollars more. You're talking about $12 more on a $4 product.
Straight up.
I'm like, yo, y'all are criminal for that shit.
Criminal.
That's criminal. You mean it's $4 online and $16 in the store? I was like, oh my goodness. Like, this is crazy out here.
Yeah.
I had to leave.
That's why you always ask, always look it
always
up.
Look for the discount, man.
Don't look
that
on
shit
Amazon.
blew me.
Yeah, bro.
That blew me. $12.
Well, because they know you're pulling up in a bind. Like, yo, my dog is fucked up. Let me run in here and try to grab. Like, because think about it. When your dog gets skunked, you can't order some shit and really wait
like that.
waiting
for Amazon.
You're not waiting.
That's a right now situation.
Right,
yeah.
exactly. So they got you by the nuts, and they know it, and they always try to leverage you out crazy, man. It's crazy. At every
400%.
turn. Yo, and the crazy, and I know we're off topic, but the crazy part is, my nigga, it's at every turn.
Everywhere.
You go to the grocery store, they killing you. You go to the gas station, they killing you. It's like, damn, bro, you got to be on your shit at every turn, man. It's crazy.
Oh, groceries are crazy right now. Price of groceries. Anybody who does grocery shopping, your groceries have went up by like 30%.
Crazy.
Last 5-6 months. Price of chicken wings. Everything is fucking crazy out here, man. Yeah, it's all a racket, man.
So this is actually a good segue. We go.
That's why you can't pay folks $8.25.
Exactly. But then look, you up it, they up it. It's never ending. That's a whole nother
they're always
show.
gonna get their money back. But yeah.
But let's get into some ports now. And this is kind of a perfect segue because I want to talk about new stadiums versus old stadiums. Let me kick it to you quick. The reason I brought this up is because I was talking to a friend who just went to SoFi for the Niners Rams preseason game the other night. And I was hearing some of these prices. Well, I asked, like, hey, how's SoFi? It looks crazy. You know what I'm saying? When they show it on television, the screens look crazy. The inside of the stadium looks crazy. Like, talk to me about it. And I was hearing some crazy shit. For example, $125 to park by the stadium.
Soldier Field.
$125. Is that how much it costs at Soldier?
I think Soldier Field is like $80-$90, and then if you want to tailgate, you have to pay an additional fee. Talk about getting whacked over there. You have to pay to tailgate at Soldier Field.
Oh, and speak of that, you can't tailgate at SoFi.
I thought you had to buy you can't tailgate at SoFi.
At SoFi, you can't tailgate. So they want the $125 just to, my nigga, really just pull up. Just
and the
get
$17
there.
beers.
$75 to park across the street from the Great Western Forum and walk. The person that I was talking to paid $50 and got shuttled. Had to get shuttled.
The usually free shuttle was $50.
No. They parked.
The parking spot was $50. Yeah,
and they had to get shuttled over.
That's wild.
So that's just outside. You get inside, and apparently, it looks like a shopping mall. Every angle they can get is a VIP club.
Of course.
Google Lounge, the whatever lounge. It's all tech. It's all this crazy shit. Let me read verbatim what they said. Because come on, man. Like I think part of me too is okay. So this is exactly what this is exactly what they said. I thought it was interesting. They're like, I don't like too much of a class system at sporting events. It's very LA though. And I was like, yo, that's a great way to put it. I'm trying to like there's enough classism going on in the country to where that's one place where you should be able to kind of feel like you're part of a fan base.
You're right.
You're all one. Y'all supporting the same squad. Like they said they couldn't even get in because they had to walk around 5 different entrances because you got to have a blue wristband to get in here, or you got to be part of this or part of that.
Too much going on.
Yeah. So, okay, this is verbatim. SoFi is insanely beautiful, but almost too pretty. It looks like a high-end mall through the concourse, not a stadium. Everything is fucking VIP. I've never seen so many different lounges, clubs. It's legit different 100 VIP levels. So that got me thinking. When it comes to stadiums and stuff like that, are you on the side of like, yo, give me the new, revamped, brand new, sparkling building, or are you good with an older stadium that I guess has a little more charm to it?
Older stadium for sure. I haven't been to like anything like SoFi yet. I know I went to like with the Cardinals when they first opened up that new stadium. I went to the second game there. I think I've just been to like some newer stadiums, but obviously in Chicago, all of our stadiums are classic. They're all old. Newest building is the United Center, and that was what, 1996, 95?
96,
yeah. So I think that's the newest barn that we got. And even then, it's still the United Center I like because it's kind of new compared to other shit, but it's still like old. You know what I mean? It still has some remnants of 90s architecture going on in there. I like the older shit.
To the numbers on the concourse are super 90s.
Yeah,
United
exactly.
Center
Super
shit.
90s, the nice like red, crimson accents throughout.
Yeah.
I like that. I don't need the stadium to be more visually appealing than the game, I guess. Like I don't need to be distracted by the stadium, right? Like these massive screens and like you said, all the VIP lounges and paying crazy amount of money, which we already do in Chicago. Like it's funny we're talking about paying $100 to park, but you go to a Cubs game, you're paying $150 to sit in the bleachers, right? So depending if they're good or not. But still for me, like I think the stadiums, like you said, it kind of needs to be like a common place where everybody kind of comes together. You don't need to have all these different lounges. You don't really need to create all these different experiences because the experience is the game. Like I am there. When I go to a sporting event, I go to a sporting event to watch the game, right? I take in the ambiance. I like all that. I'm there for it, but I want to watch the game. I don't need it to be like a hotel. I don't need it to be like Caesar's Palace. You know what I mean? For what it sounds like you're walking through like Caesar's Palace with the whole malls and all that different shit. Like I don't need all that at the game. And to be honest, like I don't want it. Like it doesn't sound appealing to me. Like I'd love to go see the stadium because I like to see a spectacle just so that I can say that I did it. Yeah. But if you had me to choose, I'd much rather see it at a stadium that's classic, classic architecture, good features, but comfortable. Like, I still want to be comfortable. I still want to have some amenities, but I don't need all that other shit, man. I don't need it. I don't even need the Wi-Fi. Like I don't need any of that shit, man. I'm there to watch the game.
If you give me the skybox or you give me an option to sit 3rd, 4th, 5th row, I'm picking 3rd, 4th, 5th row in a heartbeat every time. Facts. And I don't need shit. Give me the bleacher style, bro. Big house, Notre Dame, whatever.
I've watched many games from the 500 level. Bro, I've watched many White Sox games from the 500 level for $11 on a Monday. Like, come on.
Listen, man.
And had a great time.
And that's where the real motherfuckers are at. That's
and you know what else?
That know what's going on are at.
Because you know what else is going to be a SoFi if it's like that? It's a bunch of food. It's a bunch of sushi on the concourse, and I don't need all that shit. You know what I'm saying? I need a hot dog. I need a Connie's motherfucking pizza. I need, just some basic options, man.
And a beer.
And a beer. Like, no, they don't have a beer. They probably have like, all nitro brew or something like that. Like all types of crazy shit that you don't need. Like it's getting too much, man. I feel like people are trying to recreate luxury where you don't necessarily need it. And I feel like that's a theme in a lot of different things. Like it's just trying to like give off this luxury vibe, but it's like we don't necessarily need it. Just make it nice.
Right.
How are the acoustics? How does it sound? You know what I mean? Like, is it dope for a concert? Like, I don't need all that high tech shit. And to your point, with all like the million different clubs, it's like, yeah, man, like those shits are cool when you got them, but it's like I'm never like, oh yeah, I need to be in the Bud Light Club. I need to be on the Legends deck. Like, I don't give a fuck.
I'm gonna tell you this: one of the worst, the Legends deck. One of the worst sporting event experiences I've ever had in my life was I went to the Final Four in Houston. And this is when I was working for CBS Sports. I went to the Final Four in Houston, and we had a skybox to watch the game. Now, back in the day, I don't know if it's changed now, but back in the day, you couldn't drink at all at the college sporting events, and that was Final Four included. Like, you couldn't drink, but if you had a box, you could drink. So you would like go to the skybox and kick it. But I was trying to watch, at the time it was Villanova, North Carolina. I was trying to watch the game. Buddy Hield in Oklahoma. Like that was the year that I was at the Final Four. So Buddy Hield was going crazy at Oklahoma. So I wanted to see that. I might as well have been watching the fucking game at the bar across the street.
Yeah. I hate
it was a terrible sporting event experience. So when I go to the game, I want to tailgate. I want to be loud before we go in. I want to be chanting, vibing with people I don't know, walk in, catch the game, and leave. Like Lambeau Field, I know it's fuck the Packers because we're Bears fans, but you want to talk about a great NFL experience?
Yeah, there's nothing there. It's a stadium.
Go to Lambeau Field and go catch a game.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
So, I agree with the box shit. Like my girl sometimes gets these tickets and she knows someone that has a box at the United Center.
Yeah.
And like it's cool for certain things, right? Like it's cool to have that area, and like you said, you get the drinks and all that, but it is not a good place to watch a game from. Your vantage point is terrible. You're way up there. And like it's just not the right environment. Like if you boxes are for entertaining clients. Like that's what it's for. Like you're a business person, you want to take some clients, sit back, chill, be able to talk shop, like whatever it might be. Cool, you can do that there. But sitting up there and watching a game, man, it's not what's up. I don't like it at all. I'd rather be down there in the mix with the people.
100%, bro. So yeah, man, give me the hey, and let me say this. There's also a middle ground. For example, Wrigley Field is like a middle ground now. It used to be a raggedy ass building that you would go really just catch baseball and fuck around and drink beers and eat hot dogs. But now they got like the 1914 club where you could go, all you can drink.
I haven't been there since they've redone anything. I haven't been in like 5 years.
You haven't been to Wrigley in 5?
No, and I haven't been down to the neighborhood either. So I haven't. I know I'm in for a shock. That's what I keep hearing. Everybody's like, "Yeah, you're in for a shock." Like I've heard it. It's crazy. You know what's crazy though? How much you can avoid that area if you're not going to a Cubs game. Like I have no reason to go towards that side of town. Like I'm never driving down Clark. I'm never like it's. There's no reason for me to go over there other than go to a Cubs game. So I've avoided it for the last however many years, and not by like on purpose. I'm just not down there for anything. And I'm in the city. You know what I mean? Like, but no reason.
There's absolutely no reason to go over there whatsoever. You could avoid the whole neighborhood. The only reason I'm over there is to go to the games. But then when I'm over there, I'm fucking around in the neighborhood.
Yeah, if you're out there already, but like it's just like it's not a place that I go at all. So I do need to get down there and see what it looks like because I keep hearing about it. But I have zero. Yeah, I mean, but like I don't like the Cubs obviously, but like the history behind Wrigley. The history behind Soldier Field, they're cool stadiums. I feel like U.S. Cellular or whatever you want to call it, Comiskey, U.S. Cellular, guaranteed rate,
bro.
Whatever they sell to next. Like I think that's a great ballpark. I don't really need much more than that park. Like I think that park has everything I need. It's modern enough for me, and
I think that's a good way to put it. Actually, that's all I need.
That's all I need. It's new. That's new to me. You've been to Wrigley. That shit is new. Comiskey's new.
Yeah. For you to say you haven't been there in 5 years, when you go, you're going to be like, "Wow, this is some crazy shit."
And I don't think I want to see that either, man. I don't want to see I hate the commercialization of everything, and I know that's what it is down there now, man. And that it loses its charm. It becomes like everything else. Chicago for you though in 2021.
Yeah, man. I can't argue with you on that. All right. So that's my first take Tuesday / segment 1. I thought that was interesting. Because I think that's also partly why I don't want a new stadium for the Bears. I don't want him to move to Arlington. I don't want this
that's going to be
over exaggerated,
spectacle.
ridiculous bullshit.
That would be a spectacle. They're going to build an amusement park.
Yeah, no,
they're going to build a museum. It'll be an amusement park for sure.
So
I don't need the amusement park.
That's part of it for me as well. Did you have a take, or you want to jump into
this? Let's jump into. I think that covered enough.
Okay. Yo, really quick. How about my boy Jameis Winston last night?
J Boo wins.
J Boo wins.
Yeah, Doug. First off, I watched that play, that one touchdown, like 10 times, and I have no idea how he caught that ball.
The first one.
Yeah, I have no idea how he caught that ball.
On the PI you're talking about, right?
Yeah, I have no idea how he caught that ball. I don't understand how that ball dropped into his hands. What a throw.
I think Marquez Callaway is his name.
Yeah.
Young buddy out of Tennessee.
What was he a first round draft pick?
I don't know. I know he looked like one.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Look that up real quick. Yo, but really quick before we get into this
don't do it.
Yeah. Yo, listen.
I want no part of this. I want no part of this. Hey, not me. We cool, listen, Marvin. We cool.
No, listen, bro.
We cool.
Okay, listen.
You do you. Have a great retirement. I hope everything's great with you and your family.
I know. Hold on. Let me tell the people what we're talking about. Okay. So last night I tweeted watching the game. I said Marquez Callaway, who was going ballistic, by the way. If you didn't watch the game, I think Marquez Callaway last night in the Saints-Jaguars preseason game had 10 catches in the first quarter. It was something ridiculous. He had like 10.
Undrafted free agent.
Yeah, he had like 10 catches in the first. If it wasn't the first quarter, it was the first and not too deep into the second. He had 10 catches, 2 TDs. He was going crazy. He was killing the Jags. And I tweeted out, Marquez Callaway out here looking like Marvin Harrison. My mentions went crazy. People were like, who? Who did you just say? Marvin who? And I didn't realize. I knew Marvin, has some dust-ups, innocent until proven guilty. You know what I'm saying? He's a free man. But, Marvin Harrison had been in some dust-ups that, some people didn't make it out of.
He who shall not be named.
And I didn't know that you couldn't on Al Gore's internet out here. You don't speak on Marvin Harrison. Watch out. People were like, yo, did you just call out the boogeyman? I'm like,
yo, delete this.
Yo, somebody tweeted me, delete this, bro. Take this down. Like, Marvin Harrison.
Let Marvin be.
Marvin Harrison is the real life boogeyman, bro. So I thought that was hilarious.
Actually, with the shits in the field.
Like when I was watching the game, that's who Callaway reminded me of. So I just tweeted it like, man, this dude, he wasn't like a super burner, but his routes were crisp as fuck. His hands were there.
Gets open, catches everything.
Yes, exactly. He looked like Marvin Harrison to me, and I'm like, yo, this dude looks like Marvin Harrison. And people started going crazy. I'm like, no. On the field only.
Bet that.
But yeah, shout out Jameis Winston. I literally tweeted, y'all need to start following my picks on Twitter, bro. I think the last 15 picks on Twitter I put out, I've hit.
That was actually a good. I didn't see that till afterwards, and that was actually a really good call out and a really good. That was a good bet that Jameis was going to be going for that starting job.
Come on,
that they were going to knock these boys out, and the Jacksonville Jaguars fucking suck.
Yeah, yo, and it worked out just like I said it would. I was like, yo, Jameis is going to do his thing, win the starting job tonight, because that's exactly what he did last night. They're going to go up, take care of the -3 in the first half, and then the second half, I don't know what's going to happen. And then almost lost.
He better have locked it up. Let's stop this farce. I tweeted out last night, Sean Payton might be off them pills again because he really has Jameis competing with a running back because this doesn't make any sense. Let's stop this farce of Taysom Hill being some sort of quarterback. Like, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. I think, shout out Taysom Hill. He got paid. Just go out there and be a utility guy.
Hey,
you're not a full-time NFL quarterback.
Nothing but respect to him. And speaking of getting paid, I sent this out yesterday. I know we talked about it a little bit last week, but Gardner Minshew, you're on your way to making $80 million. The Minshew family is going to be great. Congratulations to you, man. That guy will be in the league. You know what it looks like when the guy is going to be in the league for 15, 16 years? Gardner Minshew in the league forever. He'll be someone. I tweeted that, and someone's like the best comp is Ryan Fitzpatrick, and I'm like spot on. Like people will sign him to start some games here and there. He'll have some moments. He'll be a good bridge quarterback, and he'll do that for 15, 16 years. What a life.
No question. So will Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Mitch. Buddy,
yeah. So
might be starting.
So
Mitch carved us up on Saturday. Hey, Mitch carved the Bears up.
Yeah, he did. Then he came with the respectfulness after the game and everything.
Yeah.
But
Mitch carved the Bears up. Yeah, Mitch will be in the league for 15 years.
let me because listen, everyone's talking who's gonna win the division, who's this, who's that. We don't like to speculate too much here on No Catch Up. So I thought it'd be a fun segment to talk about some NFL duos that are currently in the league. Who you would take? Would you take this duo or this duo? And we could have some fun with it. And I know this will branch off into some different shit. But you ready for the first NFL duo?
So you're gonna give me two duos, and I gotta tell you who I'd rather have.
Who you rather take? Like, okay. give me those two dudes. You got it?
Yep.
All right, number one. We're going worst to first. You know what I'm saying? Derek Carr of the Las Vegas Raiders. Derek Carr and Darren Waller, or Matt Ryan and Calvin Ridley. Derek Carr and Darren Waller of the Las Vegas Raiders.
100,000 catches last year. It's some ridiculous numbers last year.
Or Matt Ryan and Calvin Ridley.
He's nice. I hate Matt Ryan. Darren Waller and Derek Carr.
Yeah. Why?
Because I think I like because Derek Carr is the perfect type of pass catcher for Derek Carr is a really good tight end, and that's what Darren Waller is. Darren Waller last year, 107 receptions, 1,200 yards, and 9 touchdowns. So obviously they have a great connection. I'm taking Darren. I like Darren Waller, and I think Derek Carr is fine. He's fine.
Serviceable.
He's fine.
Or is he over serviceable?
Slightly above. If the pieces line up, you can win a division with Derek Carr. He's not going to lose you a bunch of games.
Yeah, he's solid.
He's solid.
He's middle of the pack.
You could do a lot worse. You're not excited, but you're not like, oh shit. Like you're perpetually trying to replace him, but it's not as urgent as like other people. You know what I mean? Like that's what he is. Like yeah. Like you wouldn't mind replacing him.
If someone else comes along, I want it.
It's like Dalton. It's like prime Dalton. You're like, hey, we're okay. We can do this. And it's peak in Cincinnati, but it's like, man, if someone else comes along, we're just letting you know we're probably gonna make that move. That's Derek Carr. Not a bad spot to be in. He'll be in the league for 15 to 20 years.
Yo, this is a tough one because I like Darren Waller is a fucking monster.
He's nice, dude.
Do you remember there was a game he had on Monday Night Football last year?
Yes.
I mean, I think he caught like 8 or 9 passes in a row.
Yes.
They went to him every play. They were just putting it up. He was going up and getting it. Darren Waller is a real monster. If you're not familiar with Darren Waller, it's also a great story. He was a drug addict. Yeah. He was down bad, bounced back, and now I would say he's a top 2-3 tight end in the league, no question.
For sure. Outside of Kelsey, and I think Kelsey and Kittle are on their own planet. And then you have like Waller and those guys.
Yeah, honestly, bro, I think Waller is right there with him.
Yeah.
I think if you swap, like, I mean, the service, it's all about who's giving the service, right? Mahomes is giving the service. And then I guess Garoppolo is not. Garoppolo and Derek Carr are on the same level. But Darren Waller is a monster. Now, I'm going to have to take Matt Ryan and Calvin Ridley because their connection is elite. Pull up Calvin Ridley's numbers. The fact that I'm giving Matt Ryan any love needs to show you that Calvin Ridley.
I didn't realize Ridley had that many receiving yards last year.
Nah, Calvin Ridley is a real monster, and it's a shame because we have a Ridley on our roster.
Yeah, it's like we got the wrong one,
and he's not like that.
He's not. He sucks.
Because we have a Ridley on our roster, and he does not do what his brother does. So I don't love Matt Ryan. You know me, Quick. I don't know what it is about some guys. Something happens and I'm turned off or turned on. And when people started calling Matt Ryan Matty Ice, I instantly hated him.
That was it for you?
Right away. I was like, first of all, this dude is not that good. Matty Ice. Are you guys out of your fucking mind?
Yeah.
He's like he has an MVP. He has a Super Bowl appearance.
He's got MVP, got a Super Bowl appearance, made a lot of money.
Made a lot of money.
Whole lot of money.
Oh, yo, I ain't heard from AB. Where AB at? That's my dog. Shout out AB.
No, I like that. I guess I go with Waller just because when you have a tight end that catches 107 balls, they're pretty much automatic first downs. Like, when you have those, like a really good tight end is an automatic first down. It's like, there's nothing there, first down. Just toss it to that guy, put it in the vicinity. He's 6'6", 260.
He's just all
over.
Bro, he's just always.
And you can't guard those guys.
I was just going to say, he's always just a matchup problem. So, yeah, I like both.
Maybe that's what Cole Kmet becomes. Darren Waller.
I would say, man, that Matt Ryan, Calvin Ridley, Kyle Pitts. Yeah.
Why'd you even bring up Calvin Ridley and Kyle Pitts is in the roster?
Yo,
you already know how I feel about Kyle Pitts. I'm on Kyle Pitts Island all day. It's the best prospect I've ever seen.
By the way, since all that like draft shit where people were talking about, I've never seen someone be a surefire Hall of Famer like Kyle Pitts.
Oh, yeah,
like Kyle Pitts was on draft.
They're already making his bust right now.
For
his jacket.
Straight up the 100% surefire Hall of Famer. Kyle
they didn't
Pitts.
give him a jersey when they drafted him. They gave him a yellow jacket.
They gave me.
Here you go. That was great.
Since then, I haven't heard too much. I haven't heard his name. So
the season starts.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the season starting.
If that dude doesn't make it, I know nothing about football. I'll put it that way.
Yeah,
if that guy doesn't make it, I know nothing about football. That guy doesn't make it, I know nothing about football and talent evaluation because I would take one look, put my clipboard down, and say we're drafting that guy. That's it.
Yeah, man. So I hear you, but yeah, that Matt Ryan, Calvin Ridley hookup, especially this year too, coming off last year, is going to be crazy. Yep. All right, let's slide to the next one. NFL duos. Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins, or Justin Herbert and Keenan Allen?
Oh, Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins.
You said no question.
It's just more explosive. I think, you know what, Keenan Allen, I like Keenan Allen a lot too, but I think he's like, you remember like they used to call him possession receivers back in the day?
Yeah, Chris Carter's.
Yeah, Chris Carter, Bobby Ingram. Shout out Bobby Ingram. He's a possession receiver. Like, you look at his yards per catch, it's like 10 yards per catch, but he catches 100 balls. Like, he's just going to catch everything. He's a guy, another first down type guy, but he's not taking the top off you like that. Whereas D-Hop is explosive. D-Hop and Kyler Murray put together is potential to destroy you. So I'm going DeAndre Hopkins on that. I think DeAndre Hopkins is top 3 or 4 wide receiver in the league. I know yesterday he came out and said that he's the best. So I think I don't even know if that's even close to me. And I love Herbert. I think Justin Herbert, we were all wrong. Professional quarterback, elite. Like, that guy's gonna be a problem for a very long time. But I'm taking DeAndre Hopkins and Kyler Murray. If they can get that thing figured out in Arizona, and I really think it comes down to the coaching. We've been said this dude's a fraud. Nice crib though. But yeah.
Nice crib.
Crib is stupid.
Just listen, bro. In my opinion, there should never be a time where you can't win in the Big 12 that you should be getting NFL opportunities. I just don't understand that.
And you're back again this year. Was this year 3? And like they started off fine last year, but they fell apart.
This might be year 4, bro.
Yeah. I don't understand. And like we talked about it. You talked about when he was hired. It's the looks. He has the look.
He has
of a guy that you want, and he's got the young, you see his crib, he's got the open button up,
good looking
dude,
clean cut,
GQ, obviously,
and allegedly another phantom offensive guru,
phantom offensive mind, phantom, mythical. He's a mythical
mind.
Yeah, he's like Nagy. They're mythical
gurus.
Game planners. Yeah, mythical gurus. Guru in their own mind. So but I'm taking Hopkins and Kyler Murray, and I'll live with the results on that. But shout out Keenan Allen, man.
Hey, Keenan Allen, one of the most underrated wide receivers the last 10 years.
Very, very good.
Period. Point blank.
Just good.
Keenan Allen is a beast.
Yeah.
Go watch him. Go pull up the highlights. Go watch him on a week-to-week basis. Keenan Allen doesn't drop anything.
And catches
He's
6 or 7
long,
balls a week.
he's big, he gets open. He's not a burner by any stretch,
Nope.
but man, that boy is
Consistent.
very dependable.
Very good. Yeah, very
Shout
dependable.
out Keenan Allen. But yeah, I agree, man. I think if they could get that shit rocking, Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins can be a real problem duo in
Big
the
time.
NFC. Big time.
So I didn't think that this is who you were gonna. I didn't think that you were gonna go Herbert, Allen when you started off with Hopkins and Murray. I thought you were gonna give me a different combo.
Oh, like Lamar Jackson and.
No, I thought you were gonna go Allen Diggs.
Well, no, they're coming up. They're coming up.
Okay,
They're coming up. But yeah, because I mean, I just got Allen and Diggs higher up the list, so it was like
fair enough.
I don't even because I felt like. Because when I looked at it, I'm like, this sounds.
Stephon Diggs' numbers were like absurd last year, right?
Yeah.
Like
he had like 100.
We'll get to him. We'll get to him.
Yeah,
127 catches.
Yeah,
never mind.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I didn't want to just. I wanted to give a little bit of a think about it. So it's tough. This is an interesting one. NFL duos. Let's go down to Tampa. Let's go Tampa. Tom Brady and Chris Godwin.
Okay.
Or Dak and CD Lamb.
CD gave my cell phone back, Lamb.
CD gave my cell phone back.
Nice.
Yes, sir.
With the pearly whites.
Yes, sir. Shout out CD. CD's been having a big ass camp.
Yeah.
You've been watching Hard Knocks too. He showed you CD is gonna have a big year in my opinion.
For sure.
I think Amari Cooper takes a step back as well, and CD gets a lot of those looks. I think CD's gonna have a big year. But hey, Tom is Tom.
Yeah.
Chris Godwin is very good.
Very good.
But they're loaded over there.
They're so loaded.
You
a lot of people over there need to catch passes, and you're gonna have a full year of AB now.
Yo, I wouldn't be surprised AB fuck around and come out and have 115 catches. I'm not even kidding.
Good. Yeah.
Depending
on what they want to do. Yeah.
I could see him and Tom having a whole little off season and being like, yeah, let's get back to vintage AB and AB going ballistic.
I was talking with my guy the other day about that whole AB saga. Like so much has happened with COVID and since then, like I kind of forgot. Like the whole AB Raiders saga as far as the chiral chamber, the helmet. Remember the helmet?
The helmet, the feet. Dog, it's crazy, bro.
Oh my gosh! Shout out AB, and then all of it turned into a Super Bowl championship and a touchdown in the Super Bowl for him. Yeah. I'm gonna go Dak and CD,
okay,
because I think there's gonna be more opportunity there. I think if Dak's healthy, which is a big if, I've told you guys, read the tea leaves. Why are we still talking about his health? It's too close. I know they said the other day that he is going to be cleared for week 1, which I never want to hear that my quarterback is cleared for week 1 because that means that there was an issue to begin with. So again, read the tea leaves. So I'm telling you, that situation is not good. They're gonna be cortisoning the fuck out of Dak. I think there's just more opportunity for greatness there. I think when you look at Tampa, Tom's gonna be spreading it around as he should. I don't think he's gonna lock in on Godwin, and Godwin's not even the number one. It's Mike Evans. So I think and I know that
I was trying to balance it a little.
And CeeDee Lamb's the number 2 because Amari Cooper's the number 1.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think CeeDee Lamb's gonna have a huge year, man. I think that if they're healthy, that offense is gonna be rolling. You know what they're capable of doing when Dak's healthy. They put up crazy numbers. Their issues are not on the offensive side of the ball; it's on the defensive side of the ball, and I think that's going to be a very opportunistic offense. Whereas Tom is going to be a little bit more just spread it around, a little more conservative. They have a strong run game too. I think Tampa's just going to be blown. I think Tampa's just going to be blowing folks out all year. If you really want to know,
yeah.
I just think when you return
no Super Bowl hangover.
When you could be an average team and return 22 starters, and it gives you a huge leg up the next year. You're talking about the Super Bowl champions returning 22 starters.
That just doesn't happen in the NFL.
It doesn't happen. The continuity is in any sport. When you return the same group of guys or girls, it's gonna give you some level of continuity and knowing everybody's all on the same page, especially when you won, especially when you have the leadership of Tom Brady. Why did all those guys take less money to come back? Because they want to play with Tom. Man, I'm gonna go ahead and just take a couple more rings on the way out, right? So yeah, I think that they're gonna spread it around a little bit more. I'm going with the CD and Dak on that one. I'm excited to see CD with the quarterback. Obviously, he was robbed of that last year playing with Dalton and DiNucci. DiNucci.
Yeah, I think you hit it on the head. I think think about it, man. We're talking about Gronk. We're talking about AB. We're talking about Mike Evans. I didn't want to just give you the layup and put Tom.
Who was the white dude they had last year that was nice? The white boy in the slot.
You talking about the dude that ate up Green Bay?
Yeah, what's his name? He's nice. Nice.
I actually don't remember his name.
His name is Brandon or some shit like that.
I know they thought it was sweet. I know the Packers thought it was sweet, and they let my man release free.
And
it was 6. Ass. Yeah, it was key there. It was all over him. But yeah, give me Dak and CD as well. I think Dak, like I said, I think CD's gonna have a big year. I think them together, both of them are gonna put up big numbers. And I just like I'm gonna rock with their flair a little more. I'm a big fan of Dak. That's very well known. I like CD's swagger.
Scotty Miller.
Yeah, Scotty Miller. Yeah.
Busted their ass.
Yeah. Super Bowl bound. So yeah, I like Dak. I like CD. I like CD's swagger. So give me Dak and CD over Tom and Godwin. But Godwin and Tom could do some things. But I think as a duo, CD and Dak will put up better numbers. All right.
I like it.
Let's keep it moving.
I like this.
Yeah, it's fun. I got two more matchups. All right, here goes your boy. This is the Buffalo Bills. Oh, and shout out the Buffalo Bills because another thing is Goodell just came out and said, I want to keep the Bills in Buffalo, but I want to get them a new building as well.
It'd be a damn shame to take that team out of that city. It'd be a damn shame. I get there's the allure of what like Toronto they're talking and all these other bigger, glitzier cities, but the Buffalo Bills support the shit out of their ball club and have for a very, very long time. Like Bills Mafia is a real thing. Like, yeah, let those people have their club, man. At some point you gotta
put the money. Like, I get it. Man.
You can't put
money for.
Yeah, but
damn,
those folks deserve their team, man. Yeah.
For real. All right, here we go. Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs.
MVP Josh
Allen. Yo, hey.
No problem.
Hey.
and he got paid.
Little future plus 1,200. Yeah, Josh
Is that
Allen.
what it is?
Yeah, I got a little bit. I got a sprinkle.
Plus 1,200 for the MVP?
Yeah.
Why did you not? Oh, my God. Why did you not tell me this?
I think it's Mahomes plus 500, Rodgers plus 1,000, Josh Allen plus 1,200.
That's excellent value.
Russell Wilson plus 1,400. I think that was the top 4.
Excellent value for Josh Allen. Remember, if the Chiefs are like 13-1 or some shit, Mahomes ain't playing the last 2 games. Andy Reid sits folks. That's what he does.
Yeah, I don't think he's
always has.
Yes, yeah. But they won't be 13-1. But anyway, Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs, or do you have a guess on who this is going to be? Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs, or
Russell Wilson and DK Metcalf.
Hey, Russell Wilson and DK Metcalf. Who do you got? NFL duos. Who would you rather have right now? Or just for whatever reason, Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, Russ Wilson, or DK Metcalf?
Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs.
They're just the pinnacle right now, huh?
He had 120. Stephon Diggs had 63 catches in 2019 for 1,000-something yards. In 2020, he had 127 catches. He had double the amount of catches by switching his quarterback and going to play with Josh Allen. They made fireworks. That Buffalo offense was incredible all year. We always thought about them as a defensive team and a developing quarterback. Well, boy, did he develop last year and turned into something, and you got him the perfect player. Talk about a general manager, and we talked about it a lot last year, but general manager and head coach that understand what they want to do. Hey, we got Josh Allen. We're developing this guy. Stephon Diggs is out there on the market. I don't give a fuck what it costs. Go out there and get Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs.
Get some help.
Go get him some help. I don't care. I don't want to hear it. That's how we make it happen. Yeah, a primetime receiver's available. Yeah, get him for me.
Yeah.
And I love DK and Russ. I think that thing kind of fell off towards the end of the year, as the Seattle Seahawks did.
Lamar Jackson on line 1 for a primetime receiver.
Yeah, real talk. He's like, hey, how about me? So yeah, and great point, right? It's like if you're Buffalo, what the fuck have you all been doing for 3 years? Go get this man a primetime receiver. It definitely makes a difference. I don't think you start building with the receiver, right? But when you talk about that cherry on the top, get that primetime receiver. And you saw what that happened with Buffalo. I think Buffalo is going to absolutely run away with that division this year. You cannot say the same for the Seahawks. But I think Buffalo is going to fucking win that division by week 6.
If you guys remember, 2 years ago, Buffalo's defense was crazy.
Crazy.
And then last year, The offense was crazy. Defense fell off. They added a couple heads.
Mhm.
I think they might come out and be super balanced because the offense is definitely not going anywhere.
Yeah, and the quarterback's only getting better.
If they could get the D sorted even to like 3/4 of what it was 2 years ago, they're gonna be fucking tough.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Very, very tough. So yeah, I'm going with Diggs and Allen. I just think that combination. And again, he's the perfect receiver for Josh Allen. Josh Allen has a massive arm. Josh Allen's arm strength is elite tier, right? And Stephon Diggs' separation is elite. So throw it up. It's pitch and catch.
I'm gonna tell you this too. Buffalo is gonna throw that thing
all day.
And they're gonna throw that thing early, and they're gonna throw that thing often. So
confidently too.
It's tough to go against those two dudes. I do love Russ. I'm a big Russ fan, especially on the field. Not so much off the field. And when I say off the field, well, no, listen.
That's a hot take.
No, listen. And when I say off the field, I don't mean that he's a great dude. I love what he does, but he's just not my.
Go Hawks.
He's like a super. I think he's kind of, even to the point, I think he's a little fake.
You think it's fake, really?
I think to the
you
point.
Think behind closed doors, Russ Wilson like us?
I think it's too sponsor corporate perfect guy.
I listened to his podcast and I kind of got that feeling like this wasn't like Russ Wilson shooting the shit. It was like Russ Wilson being Russ Wilson.
Yeah, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you feel me? Like I don't get a lot of authenticity from him. I think he's very careful about everything he says and what he does, and everything is planned out and meticulous. So that's what I mean when I say I don't love Russ off the field, because I don't think he keeps it 100. I think he's very corporate driven. Sponsors, go Hawks, go Hawks. It's like a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, I know, and I agree with that. I think the one thing I give Russ credit for is Future was talking shit, talking about how Buddy shouldn't be around my kids and all that. And Russ in classic Russ fashion posted a picture of Instagram of him, Sierra, and baby Future on the ski slopes saying, "I love my family." With his arm around Future's kid.
And then little Future be out on the field with Russ Wilson jerseys on.
There's levels, bro. He knows what he's doing. But no, I feel you on that. It can get kind of corny, but at the same time, man, like, you know,
I get it. Get your bag right.
I guess you would have to ask him who people that know him, like, yo, what is this? Like, if you're sitting down having a bar at the drink at the bar with Russ, like, does he start getting raw? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So I can rock with that. Real quick, just on Josh Allen, man. 2019, 58% of his passes completed, 20 touchdowns, 9 picks. 1 year later, 70% of his passes completed, 37 touchdowns and 10 picks. So the trajectory is crazy.
Progress.
He's only going to get better. And you remember how much we clowned that pick. I'm like, who is this
I wasn't a believer.
Who is this guy? What is this?
I wasn't a believer. I think his senior year at Wyoming, he completed
the ball like 8 times.
No, bro, he completed
like 50% of his passes.
51% of his passes or something crazy. I'm like,
and it was like 6 touchdowns. Like, they didn't even throw the ball that much.
I was like, no thanks.
That's crazy how you see that out of this, though. Someone's like, but wait, there's something. Like, what do you see?
No, but this is the thing, man. You get a guy in the right system. You get the guy some talent, and
you got to get him there, though. Like, what do you see in Wyoming tape on Josh Allen that's like, wow, I see a first round pass?
You see an athletic dude with a big arm.
You just see some throws that's just like,
and then you're like, yo, I can mold this guy into what he needs to be, and that's what my man has done. I can't remember his name.
McDermott.
No, he's phenomenal. He's been phenomenal. You want to
talk
about and he's an offensive guy. Or is he?
Sean McDermott. I'll look it up right now.
Yeah, look it up. I want to say his background is defense, but he's still plugging shit the right way. You want to talk about?
Yeah, he's a defensive guy.
Yeah, he's a defensive guy, and that's why that squad was so crazy. Like the second or first year he was there.
Yeah,
but you want to talk about who the fuck is calling the offense for Buffalo then?
Oh, Brian Dable is his name.
Yes. Okay, that sounds.
Hey, Buddy is
not mythical.
Yeah, not mythical. I don't know why he's not getting the job somewhere, but like he will get a job soon. That dude is nice, Brian Dable. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So yeah, man. Shout out to look. Hey, and I'm gonna tell you this, man. If you guys don't remember, the Chiefs weren't blowing motherfuckers out last year, especially in the second half. They were winning close games. It was coming down to the wire. let Buffalo win the AFC, and by win AFC I mean get home field advantage. Man,
and you don't want to go there in December. I'll tell you what.
They
right
don't
now,
want to go to.
You don't want to go to Buffalo, New York in December.
No, but I'm saying right, and they don't. And I don't got to go to Arrowhead.
Yeah,
cool.
Win-win. Yeah,
Let's
you guys
go.
come up here and bring your coat.
Right, we got a real shot to win some shit.
They really could. That's a good point. I think the Chiefs got better over the offseason. I think the Chiefs did what the Bears didn't do, which was address their biggest need, the offensive line.
Yeah.
They got Kyle Long. You know how I feel about Kyle Long, but they also made the trade for buddy from the Ravens, the offensive tackle.
Yeah.
The lead offensive tackle.
Brown.
Yeah. Orlando Brown.
Orlando Brown.
Yeah. Lead offensive tackle. So, hey, oh, wow. If they can, I don't want to get started. But, yeah. So, I think that they might be a little bit better. But, yeah, Buffalo's on the way, man. AFC is going to be interesting.
Tough. They're going to be tough. Yeah. They're going to be tough. All right.
Shout out Leslie Frazier, defensive coordinator of the Buffalo Bills.
Shout out Les Frazier.
Legend.
Yo, shout out Les Frazier, man, for
real. For real.
And he let the Bears get a couple wins when he was in Minnesota. So shout out Les Frazier for sure.
Definitely.
Yo, there's only 4 left, and you probably know them, but I'm gonna give it to you. NFL duos. Who would you rather have? AR-12, Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams, or the phenom Patrick Mahomes and Cheetah. And Cheetah, the peace sign. He's no longer doing the peace sign.
Why not?
I guess I don't know. They said I think I think Andy Reid told Tyreek Hill the peace sign is retired. You can't do it anymore. Some shit like that. I don't know. That's what I heard. But NFL duos: Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, or Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill. Who you got? Ooh, that bitch spicy, dog. That's a tough matchup. I know who I'm taking.
Catches so many touchdown passes, it's unbelievable.
I know who I'm taking.
I'm taking Patrick Mahomes and the Cheetah.
Why?
Because I've seen what was it? Was it in the playoffs last year or whatever? I think we talked about it a lot in the podcast.
Yeah,
he's actually unguardable. Like you can't scheme for Tyreek Hill. He's unguardable. He's just open all the time. It reminds me, remember with Devontae Smith last year with Alabama in some of those games, and was it the national championship game? It's like, this guy's just open. He's wide open. You know what I mean? I know your home game plan is to stop him, but he's just consistently wide open. That's how I feel about Hill, because all it takes is one little wiggle, and he goes left, and he's open right there. And Mahomes is able to hit him. And this is the most pro Mahomes Hill thing, and not anti Rodgers Adams. It's like 6 and 1, half dozen in the other, right? Like you're good either way. Obviously, 2 different types of players between Hill and Adams, but yeah, I'm taking Tyreek, man. You can just do too much with him.
Give me Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams.
I knew you was going there.
I've never seen a connection. I don't want to say never, but the connection that those two buddies have.
Manning Harrison's the best connection of all time. Yeah. Manning in '88, excuse me. Manning in '88 is the best connection of all time.
Manning in '88. Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers. First of all, Devontae Adams is a
the numbers are special on Devontae Adams.
Yo, Devontae Adams is a real fucking beast, dog.
Catches a lot of touchdowns.
He's a real monster. His hands are some of the best in the league. He's strong with the ball in the air. He catches everything. And when him and Aaron Rodgers are on the same wavelength, it's a first down. Period. I think you could have, there's been a lot of games, not a lot of games, but there's been games where I've seen, now, they might be getting blitzed in other spots with Travis Kelce and Hardman and all that, but I've seen Tyreek Hill get boxed up a little bit. When I see Aaron Rodgers lock in on Devontae Adams and give him 18, 19 targets, he's not getting boxed up, bro. That's it. He's going to have 9, 10 catches, 125 yards, and a touchdown. Bro, the guy catches a touchdown every fucking game. Every game he has a touchdown.
If you're a defensive coordinator, who are you more scared of, Devontae Adams or Tyreek Hill? Who keeps you up at night?
Well, I think scared you'd have to go Cheetah Hill, right? Just because, like,
if the ball's in his hands.
Yeah, and it's just like the one hit ability of Devontae is just gonna kill you slowly. 8, 15.
Cheetah might hit you for 75. And
yeah,
like, all right, yep,
exactly.
Good.
So
I need to do here.
I think that strikes a little more fear. But Devontae Adams, here's 17. Here's 12. Here's 8.
And here's the touchdown.
3rd and 6. Here's 7.
18 touchdowns last year in 16 games. So
3rd and 11. Here's 12. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, man. Give me Aaron Rodgers and Devontae. And like you said, this is more of a pro Rodgers Adams than a slight at Mahomes and Cheetah. But I think you can box up Cheetah more than you can box up Devontae. He's gonna.
That's fair.
Death by 1,000 cuts.
Sure.
That boy Devontae is a beast. What? Give me his whole line. Pull up his whole line and pull up Cheetah's whole line.
So yeah, Devontae Adams last year. Hold on, I got it up right here.
I mean, the numbers were special.
Devontae Adams, 115 receptions, 1,374 yards, and 18 touchdowns. 18 touchdowns is absurd.
It's crazy.
Cheetah, 87 receptions, 1,276 yards, and 15 touchdowns. Longest pass, about 75 yards.
So wait, he had 87 catches and 1,200 yards.
Yeah.
1,300
yards.
Yeah, that's
15
crazy.
yards. 15 yards a catch.
15 yards.
Whereas Devontae Adams is 12.
Right.
That's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing with Cheetah. Like, yeah, Devontae Adams, you're right, but those numbers kind of show you like Devontae Adams has 30 more catches, right? He's gonna do it more of like I like it death by 1,000 cuts.
Yeah.
Whereas Cheetah's just.
I mean,
he's still 87 catches. Is a lot of catches. 5 catches per ball game. But his is just those long ones that are demoralizing. Like you watch your defense just fall. You know what I mean? Like, where's he at?
Right.
Yeah. And I just like him, man. I like the confidence. I like the Cheetah moniker. Yeah, and I like Mahomes, you know.
Yeah. No, I feel it. Yo, and speaking, because I was in Kansas City, I was gonna drive by Arrowhead just to go take a look. And it was the opposite direction. I was like, fuck it, I'm going home. Like I didn't, bro.
I want to catch a game there. That's a spot we need to catch a game.
I got a guy that works for the Chiefs. If you want to make the trip, we can go anytime.
I know people in KC too, man. I used to. That was the old work mothership. I know the spots. We can go to KC. Let's do it.
No, yeah, we could pick a game.
We should go to KC.
Yeah, we could pick a game and go anytime. We just got to pick a game and get out there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. Shout out Kansas City. Yeah, but give me Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers, and I think they're gonna have another special year, and then they're both gonna fucking leave.
Yeah, exactly. Fair enough.
So I'm excited about that as well. So
they're gonna leave together too.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think they might try to
go to Denver.
Well, it all depends on the bread, but you know how that goes. But
I think the bread is a little more important for Devontae than Aaron.
Yeah. Before we move off this, any honorable mentions on duos with running backs like Lamar Jackson, J.K. Dobbins? We know what we'll talk about.
Yeah,
let's talk about running backs another time, and
let's talk defenses too. I think we can do this with some defenses too.
Okay, yeah. You talking about Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey type combos?
Yeah, or just like what defense would you rather have? Like, something. Yeah, we figure it out. I like that though.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's give a quick couple minutes on the Bears because I have this Orlovsky clip that you passed along. It was just announced as we're live here on No Catch Up. I saw a tweet come over the line from Adam Schefter. Bears head coach Matt Nagy said this morning that Justin Fields will start Saturday versus the Titans and play roughly 2 quarters.
He should play 4.
No, he shouldn't. But yeah.
Well, I'll tell you why. But yeah.
Okay, yeah. So let's talk about it. Bears at home get smoked out by the Bills, but Andy Dalton looks like Andy Dalton. This is the thing. Yo, is this a shock? Breaking news. Andy Dalton looks like Andy Dalton. Like
as he has for the last 12 years.
For the last fucking 10 years. I mean, don't get me wrong. Andy Dalton had some solid years. He went to a couple Pro Bowls. He has a lot of Bengals records.
Hey, last year I would have taken Andy Dalton for the second half of the year.
That was a long time ago.
Things have changed this year.
That was a long time ago.
Long time ago.
So, give us
great years.
Yeah, and I almost hate great as a stretch, but solid years. Yeah, solid years. Good years. Yeah, okay.
Above serviceable.
Yeah, above serviceable.
Yeah, and then
my dog, go look at the playoff numbers. Some of the worst fucking playoff games you've ever seen in your life.
Wasn't that like it's like Marvin Lewis like 0 for 11 in the playoffs?
Dog, if you want to look at some playoff numbers, go look at Andy Dalton's playoff numbers. They are fucking horrendous.
Really bad.
So let's talk about it real quick because I'm going to be honest with you quick. I don't like talking about this subject because it's a fucking mute point. Yeah. There's absolutely no conversation here. But these are the thoughts. Dan Orlovsky laid it out on Get Up yesterday about the Justin Fields, Andy Dalton situation. Here's Dan Orlovsky.
Patrick Mahomes was plenty good enough, but he sat behind Alex Smith for a bit as he sat and learned. Not every quarterback has that luxury And I think in this situation, Justin Fields does.
I would sit there as a coach and go, I can help a bad offensive line more than I can help a bad quarterback. As a coach, I can sit there and scheme up to help a bad offensive line. Quick game, RPOs, utilization of the run game, utilization of the quarterback run with the young athletic quarterback, max protection, play action pass, change the launch point. I can do all those things as a coach to help a bad offensive line, which the Chicago Bears have. I can't do that much as a coach to help a bad quarterback. And that's another reason why Justin Fields should be the starting quarterback. And the last thing I'll say is this. We need to remove ourselves a little bit from the archaic thought process that quarterbacks need to come in, sit, and learn. This is not 2005 anymore. These kids have grown up in 7-on-7s, private coaching. They are so much more advanced than guys like me who came in 2005 were. They don't need to sit and listen or learn anymore. They need to get on the field and play. All these guys should be playing, Justin Fields being the leader of that.
Acho sucks. Yeah, he hit it right in the head. So I think, and prior to that clip, he had said something. We'll talk about that in a minute. But just based on what he said, man, he hit it right on the head. Like, you can scheme. My biggest concern, and you watch these Bears preseason games. You watched last year. We knew about it all throughout the offseason. We talked about it last week. This offensive line is truly, truly bad. And it was bad before folks started getting hurt, right? Like, it was bad, and then the guys that you had in there who weren't any good got hurt. And now you're talking about taking guards and moving them to tackle, signing 39-year-old guys off the street. And I love Jason Peters. I know he was a Hall of Famer, but he's 39 years old and really at the end of his career. You draft offensive linemen with back issues that never even put on a Bears uniform or a set of shoulder pads since they've been drafted by the organization. But I say all that to say I think Orlovsky's 100% right. You can try to scheme away from that, do stuff quick. Rely on his athleticism, the RPOs, whatever that looks like as a head coach, you should be able to scheme away from that. But you cannot scheme bad quarterback play. You can't make up for the fact that your quarterback cannot get it done, and Andy Dalton cannot get it done. Justin Fields needs to be starting for this team. Now, what he said prior to all that I thought was kind of interesting is he doesn't necessarily believe that it's Nagy's decision. He thinks that the organization remember
what I fucking told you? Remember what I said? He said
the organization pretty much told him, like, hey, our offensive line is shit. You're not throwing him out there and getting him killed. Because I think that if Nagy is coaching for his job, obviously, right? And Nagy knows in his heart of hearts that the person who should be starting is Justin Fields. He wants to throw Justin Fields out there. I think he's 100% handcuffed. He's on the chopping block. He's not going to do anything to rock the boat, like start the quarterback that he wants to. And this isn't some pro-Nagy argument, but I really do think that he has been told, no matter what, you cannot line up Justin Fields week 1 against the LA Rams.
Remember what I told you? I said that last week. You disagree with me. And you
Yeah, I thought it would be his decision.
Yeah. And I think that's a big factor, bro. And you know what? You could take this all the way back to last year when he brought Nick Foles on in the middle of the game against Atlanta when he took Trubisky out.
That's what they wanted.
Because that's what he wanted to do. And he's like, man, I'm not waiting till after the game, so I got to go fucking talk to Ryan Pace or whoever else and explain why I think Nick Foles should be playing. Right. Here you go. It's the second quarter. It's the third quarter. Here you go.
Fuck this.
Now, y'all can't. What are y'all going to do now?
Fire me? Yeah.
Right. Fire me in the middle of the game? Like, no. Here's Nick Foles, right? That's the same idea I have with this. And that's why I even tweeted this yesterday. I said, every time I hear Matt Nagy on the mic, he sounds like a bunch of fucking garbage. I never hear him say anything where I'm like, yeah, I like that. Or, yeah, okay, I hear where you're coming from, Matt.
What was he talking about? We need to evaluate Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton has like 150 career starts.
It's always some bullshit. We need to see Nagy. We need to see Dalton in the regular season. No, the fuck you don't.
You have seen it.
You feel what I'm saying? So that's why every time I hear him talk, or just like the way he moves around, and it never seems like he's in control of shit.
So is that necessarily his fault, or you think at this point he's full on puppet, not doing what he wants to do, right? Just like last year when he had to play Mitch, and we all know that he didn't really want to. Can you blame him in that situation? Like, what's he supposed to do? I'm just kind of playing devil's advocate. Like, what's he supposed to do? If he's told, like, hey, Justin Fields can come out and throw 40 touchdowns in the preseason, he's not starting. Like, I do believe that. And I do believe that a lot of it has to come back to the offensive line. Whereas if I'm Nagy, I'm saying, well, hold on. That's not my fucking problem. The offensive line sucks. That's that guy's problem. That guy didn't fucking get us any linemen. Our offensive line sucked last year. It was terrible.
Yeah.
It was terrible. So if you mean to tell me the Super Bowl runner-ups who are up against the cap and have a quarterback making $50 million a year can go out and get a left tackle number 1, but we can't, and all you can do is draft a guy. And we're going off on a tangent here, but this fucking Tevin Jenkins thing, it's classic Bears shit. Drafting offensive linemen with injury history that never fucking get right. This guy is 22 with a back issue. He has not practiced yet, and he just had back surgery.
Apparently,
the back don't heal like that.
Rumor has it that the medical was kind of botched. They didn't do the medical history.
Well, they said that this dude was first top 10 talent, top 15 talent, but went in the second round. What does that tell you?
That someone outside of
Look
us
at the chart
was
and said, no, this boy's gonna need back surgery in 3 weeks.
I pass.
You can't block anybody from the fucking operating table.
I pass.
And it's not the kid's fault, but you draft these guys with bogus medicals, man. Just listen, man. That shit doesn't backs, knees, necks. That shit lingers. Not even knees, but backs, necks. Those parts of the body, they linger. It's not the type of shit. Feet. You don't want to fuck around with those type of injuries on offensive linemen. Back? A back?
I agree. And that's what I'm saying. I think every time I hear Matt on the mic, it's a bunch of bullshit nonsense. I don't think he makes the calls like you think he does. That's what I was saying last week.
Yeah, no, and when Orlovsky said that, I 100% agree. Like, I think you're right.
Yeah,
so it's not his choice.
So, this is a mute point for me. Obviously, the best quarterback is Justin Fields, and they could throw out Andy Dalton, and we'll just shrug our shoulders and complain about it. But that's what it looks like it's going to be.
To me, it also brings up another question, though, Lo. If you're the Bears, so how do the Bears view this year then? Is this a year that they're expecting to compete but look, seriously, is this a year that they're expecting to compete for a playoff spot, or are you trying to develop, or are you in the middle? Like, where do you view yourselves? Because I'm trying to figure out what they expect out of this year.
Bro, this is the issue. Pace thinks Dalton can go to the playoffs. You understand me? He gave him $10 million. He thinks Andy Dalton is good enough to get us back to the playoffs, where we had no business being last year. Mm-hmm. He thinks Dalton is good enough to get us to the playoffs. So it's like, hey, we'll play Dalton, and we need to see Dalton in our system. That's why he's going to play. And then if you know what's going to happen, Dalton's going to play. He's going to suck, and then they're going to succumb to the pressure, and then Fields will play. It's always been a half-wasted year. It was a half-wasted year when they brought these motherfuckers back in the first place. You know how many people I've heard? You know how many coaches and GMs have had the second opportunity to draft a quarterback? I don't even know any. I can't pick any where a quarterback or a coach and a GM fucking smoke off the Trubisky situation as bad as they did, and then get another. They just don't exist.
Whoa! They don't exist at the chance to draft a second quarterback. Well, let's not even just talk about the fact that you have now signed 3 quarterbacks to big money deals. You signed Matt Glennon, Matt Glennon, whoever the fuck he is, the guy with the neck, to a big money deal. You traded for Foles and gave him money, and you gave Andy Dalton $10 million. So you've had 5 bites at the quarterback apple.
And they've all been bad.
They've all been bad.
And then you get a miracle.
Well, we don't know if the 5th one's bad or not. We're assuming Justin Fields is going to be good, but 4 out of 5 of them have not worked out.
But I'm saying even Fields is it's a miracle. Yeah, it's legit a miracle.
And you traded more draft capital to move up.
Yeah,
so it's like all these mistakes. It's just like it's trading more draft capital to fix another mistake.
This is the same conversation we always end up having about Ryan Pace, but it's the truth. And Matt, it's the truth about Matt Nagy for me. So we'll see what happens. But I don't want to talk about this anymore because it's a mute point. Justin Fields is a better football player right now than Andy Dalton, period, point blank. That's who should be playing quarterback. I don't give a fuck about anything else. Play the best players, play the best quarterback, and get the young QB reps. He's going to be the quarterback, hopefully, for the next 12, 13, 14 years. Go get him reps right now today, period. Let's move on to DeMar DeRozan. DeMar DeRozan, shout out Gilly, man. That's one of my favorite personalities, favorite hoopers, Agent Zero, Gilbert Arenas. DeMar DeRozan was on Gilbert Arenas' podcast with King Josiah. Shout out King Josiah. I'm gonna holler at him, try to get him on the pod. But shout out King Josiah. He was on there. King Josiah and Gilbert Arenas essentially welcomed DeMar DeRozan. DeMar DeRozan shows a lot of love for Zach LaVine, Lonzo Ball. This is a 2-minute clip, but I'm going to play it for you guys, and I want you to hear exactly what DeMar said. Here's DeMar DeRozan on Gilbert Arenas' podcast talking about Lonzo Ball and Zach LaVine playing in the backcourt.
And LaVine, like, what excites you the most about being able to play with those guys in that three-headed monster?
One, with Lonzo, he hasn't fully blossomed into his potential. You know, his IQ on the court is incredible. You know, him being a point guard general that he is, his tendencies on the floor is amazing. You know, and it's just been a rocky few years of him coming to the lead, and now finally, you know, being compensated, knowing where you're going to be, somebody believing in you. Now you can kind of like feel free and really be yourself. You know, so with him being there, that opened it up. And like I said, with Zach, it's, you know, he just played on an Olympic team. I know the confidence you leave from an Olympic team, you know, after you play with, just being around those guys. What you carry over to that following season is incredible. You know, you have more of a winning mentality, work ethic. You know, you really want to get after it, you know, because you feel like you belong. And him being a part of that, knowing what that's like and carrying that over to the season, it's like, how can you beat that?
You and Zach, that's gonna be a crazy combo. Yeah. You know, when you think about it, like, it's just gonna be like, what, 2 and 3? I mean, you try to figure out, like, man, like,
and that's exactly how I looked at it. You know what I mean? With such a question mark, with such a high ceiling. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And you know, I knew as soon as I made that decision, it was going to be like, oh, to fit this, you know, the whole criticism that come with it, all the bullshit of people who say stuff that never play basketball. Mm-hmm. But for me, I looked at it as a dynamic challenge that could be something special, that definitely will be overlooked in the beginning, but it could turn into something that wasn't expected, you know, and that was how I sat back and looked at it, you know, especially for me. I always think of myself as a basketball fanatic. I watch everybody, you know what I mean, everybody. From the 15th man on the bench to the starters. That just been me my whole career. So watching him and seeing that opportunity be there, and just what you said, it was like me and Zach on the wing. How can this play out? You know what I mean? And it becomes so intriguing to where it's like I couldn't turn down the opportunity.
I love it. I love everything you said.
Love it.
I love everything you said.
Love it.
Let's start with the Lonzo Ball comments. How do you, like, I think that's a good point. I get to LA, I got a lot of pressure on me. My dad's in the fucking media every day telling me I'm Magic Johnson and telling everybody that I'm going to be better than Magic Johnson. I get to LA, I'm very uncomfortable. I get out of LA, I get to New Orleans.
Well, then LeBron shows up.
Well, yeah, then LeBron, yeah. Then LeBron shows up, and LeBron essentially doesn't want you on the squad.
Yeah. Yep.
So you get moved to New Orleans. And then you kind of find your way in New Orleans. And now you come to Chicago, you get paid. And like DeMar said, now you have a GM in the front office and a team that believes in you because they brought you here and paid you.
Yep.
Now you can play free. Do you follow that? You line up?
Yeah, I fully agree with that. I think Lonzo's situation his first few years in the league has not been ideal. Yeah, that LA situation was a disaster.
Tumultuous.
Just a disaster. Like you said, you're playing for your hometown. There was all the shit from his pops, but just even the basketball situation, team was in transition, didn't know what they wanted to do. LeBron was coming, so it really didn't matter about the young guys anymore. They had that one year that they all played together that LeBron pretty much halfway through was like, yeah, you know what? I'm not going to play the rest of this year because we're out of the playoffs. Yeah. And then they kind of trade everybody. You go to New Orleans. Everybody knows about the New Orleans situation. It's been written about, just another tumultuous situation. But obviously, you're not even a focal point. You're the third or fourth most important guy there, and you don't really get to grow. All the while, you're making improvements in your game. You become a better shooter. You become a better defender. You've kind of carved out a niche in this league. I think coming to Chicago, where it's like, man, finally somebody wants me. Like, somebody wants Lonzo to come here. The Bulls have wanted him forever. And now you're going to be playing with a vet like that. Like, just hearing DeRozan talk, like, that's the type of guy, and I think I put this in our group chat, like, hey, are we not really paying attention to the veteran factor DeRozan and the fact that he's been in great basketball situations around great organizations? He's played for the Toronto Raptors and he's played for the San Antonio Spurs. He has played in professional winning organizations that focus on player development. So he's going to bring that, you know what I'm saying? He's going to bring those experiences. He's always played in good situations too, playoff teams, deep runs in Toronto. He's made a couple playoffs with the Spurs, but that's just that Spurs culture. So, like, you know, just that kind of influence and hearing him talk, you see it right there. So I 100% agree with what he said about Lonzo. I think Lonzo, it's kind of just waiting to bubble up beneath the surface, man. I think I'm still on Lonzo Island for sure. I have been since he was drafted. And I just think there's a lot of talent there. I don't think maybe he's not going to be the player that we thought he would be, but he's something. So, yeah, I agree with that.
What are your takes on guys going to play for the Olympic squad and then coming back with a completely different mentality? Because it's not just DeRozan said that. I've heard that from
everybody says
Kevin Durant. Everybody says that.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on that?
1,000%, 100% agree. Especially in the case of Zach LaVine, who has really never played with anybody throughout his NBA career. All he's played on is bad teams with bad teammates. He has never been around, even as he's become elite, he has never been around elite players. He's never been around somebody else who's taught him how to be an elite player and how you should carry yourself as an elite player. I think the Durant stuff, it was clear that Durant took him under his wing. Durant is always big up Zach. So I think when he had the chance to be around him, Durant saw him. He's like, yo, this is a young guy with a lot of talent that can take this league by the balls, but probably doesn't really know how to navigate this situation. I'm going to take him under my wing. I'm going to teach him how to flex his power. I'm going to teach him how he should be moving. Teach him how he should be moving in these buildings. I think they spent a lot of time together because Durant was kind of there in the Olympics. It's kind of like that old sage. And LaVine was his guy that he took under his wing. But you're just around the greatness. You see how these guys prepare. And you get the feeling of winning. You kind of know what that looks like. Man, this is what basketball can be like when you're winning and you're playing the right way and we're having fun. Like that experience is invaluable because now he's a winner. He's finally won something. He's never even won more than – he's never been on a team above 500.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, yeah, for sure, man. I think that huge for LaVine. I think it will be huge for LaVine. And he played a big role in that team.
Even if it's just mentality and getting on motherfuckers' ass. I think.
Right. And then you're coming back to a roster with guys who can hoop.
Right. And I think over his career, it's kind of been like,
I'll get my 27 and
yes,
go home.
Exactly. Like maybe even initially it's like, okay, we got a chance to try to win some games. Then as the year goes on, it's like, I'm about to just fill it up.
Yeah.
Fuck all this other shit.
Whereas now it's like, no, I'm gonna hold guys accountable to be a leader. And like he saw that in the Olympics, especially when the going got tough in that Olympics. You could tell by some of those interviews afterwards, those guys were listening to some of the criticism that they were getting.
Oh, no.
So imagine what those practice. So he saw Draymond Green turn up the intensity. You know what I mean? He saw guys like that, like get after it. He's like, oh, this is what it looks like when you are trying to go after something bigger than what you're currently doing. I think the Olympic experience is invaluable for Zach. I'm really sick of people shitting on a 26-year-old player who's still finding himself as if he can't learn how to win. I'm sorry. Look at the folks he's been playing with. Look at that situation last year when he was putting up 27 a game. You had Wendell, who we talked about it, literally failed the body language assessment every game. Yeah. You have Laurie, who doesn't know who he is as a player. You had a bunch of guys. Kobe White still trying to figure out who he is as a player. So it's like, yeah, who do you want Zach to elevate exactly? There was nobody there for him to elevate. So I think
by the way, this Laurie situation, let's go ahead and
what is he doing?
I don't know what's going on.
He fucked himself. He's going to sign a qualifying deal and be back on the Bulls as the 8th man.
And he's going to be a lame duck walking around. No one's going to talk to him.
And when it's also going to be like, if you're the Bulls, it's like, well, where does he fit in now? Like we've kind of revamped this roster to where Laurie doesn't make sense, and we're trying to build around Pat Williams. And they said that he went into free agency crazy, asking for a ton of money, and it just wasn't there. It dried up, and now he's one of the few like restricted free agents left, right? Like he's got nothing. Yeah, he's got his qualifying offer, and that's it.
Yeah, you can just stick him in the corner.
Yeah, I guess, but he's like, what's he gonna do? Play 20-25 minutes next year for the Bulls? Like
Nah, I don't think AK fucks with Buddy at all. Do you remember the clip when AK was dapping up everybody going into the tunnel and he just flat out didn't dap up Laurie?
Yeah, don't fuck with
get this fucking guy out of here.
That's fucking bum. Yeah, I think that situation is interesting, but nah, man, I have fully come around on this DeRozan thing, man. I think the natural thing is to look at these moves and find out and look at why they won't work. And with this one, there's a ton of things you can look at to not like. Yeah. But I think you were the one. I'll give you credit. You were like, yo, we've been asking for hoopers. They are in the building now.
Yeah.
That's Billy's job to figure it out.
Yep. Yo, 100%. And I'm just like, yo, am I concerned about the D? Sure. Am I concerned about, how this offense is going to flow? Sure. But
are you concerned about the talent?
No.
Yo,
we added hoopers.
We
real
all-stars.
life hoopers.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not talking about Justin Holiday on an $8 million deal. Oh, we got no.
Rolo.
We got
Shout out Rolo.
We got actual ball players now.
Ball players.
So that's it, and that's all. We're gonna run out Lonzo Ball, Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, Pat Williams, and Vucevic,
and see what happens.
And see what we need to, how we need to adjust it, and what we need to do. And I'm looking forward to it. So we'll leave it there.
And if you look at where that roster was and what they've turned it into, and I get
it's insane.
And someone I think Eder was talking about this first round pick thing is kind of mythical because like 8% of these dudes actually end up working out. And your roster is certainly not built through first round draft picks.
That's the pick man, EJ.
Yeah. Like your roster is just not NBA rosters aren't built through first round draft picks. Sorry, I hate to break it to you.
Yeah.
Unless you're like Golden State, who happened to hit on a bunch in a row. Yeah, it's not. It doesn't work out.
Yeah,
that
and
way.
then have the best shooter of all time, and then
yeah. And you hit on a second round guy who ended up being one of the best defensive players of all time. Like, look, it's a great strategy. You can cross your fingers and hope that it happens, or you can bring talent into the fucking building, which is what these guys did because they looked out on that court at the Advocate Center and said, "There's just no talent out here."
Yo, literally, AK looked at the squad and was like, "Yo, these dudes are what's going on?
What is this? Who is this? Who are these
guys?
Who
are these guys?
How are we gonna win games with these guys? Who is this coach that we have here? This guy's a clown talking about bulls across the chest. This is a clown show. This is Barnum and Bailey's. This is Barnum. He showed up. He said, "This is Barnum and Bailey's. Where's my popcorn? This is
real
a joke."
Real shit. So shout out AK. Shout out DeMar DeRozan. I love the way he was talking.
Oh, I love it.
He seems to be very confident that it can work out. And what makes me feel good about that is like, hey. He said everything, but I'll have no problem deferring to LaVine when I need to. He pretty much said that. He said everything but coming out and say, hey, if I need to get a rock to Zach, I could do that. So
have you ever heard a bad thing about him as a guy? Never. Like that he's selfish or anything. Never. The first time I ever heard him talk was that interview. So
Right. So that's it, man. We'll leave it there. No Catch Up Sports Talk via Chicago. For Big Nick the Quick, I am your host, Sean Little. Make sure you subscribe everywhere, iTunes, YouTube. Drop the review, man. Those really help us. Tell a homie to tell a friend. No Catch Up Sports Talk via Chicago. We out here.